Hi, I'm Rebecca, and welcome to my podcast, Smashing Through with Rebecca Adams. I am so excited you're here on this episode. Topics include life, business, mindset, full of kick-ass content and high energy. Enjoy the podcast, and remember, you too can smash through and keep going always. Little factors that could affect your mindset, confidence, and self-esteem. Grab a notebook and pen. This is an actionable podcast that you can actually, write things down and fathom things out and get clarity on a lot. So the little factors that could affect your mindset, confidence, and self-esteem. The first one is people. This could be your family, your friends, your partner, your kids. It could be colleagues. It could be influencers that you follow, celebrities that you follow, people in the street, strangers when they look you up and down. That can affect your confidence and self-esteem straight away, because then you start second guessing on what you're wearing, do I look good, what's going on, blah, 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 blah. So little factors that can affect your mindset, self-esteem and confidence. What I want you to do is write a list of everyone who's in your life now. It could be a little list, it could be massive, but categorize them as well, like if they're at work, if they're business, clients, friends, family, whoever it is, acquaintances, all of this stuff. And then write down next to them whether they affect you negatively or positively. Now, I'm going to put this out there, okay? If they affect you negatively, they talk down to you, they make you feel icky, they get you upset, they make you angry, all of that. This is my honest personal opinion, okay? And it works. I want you to start reducing your time with them, or have a look at how you respond and react to them and kind of change what you're doing. So usually if someone triggers you, it's something that you've not healed from the past. But if someone triggers you by saying something, how do you react or respond to that person? If you go from 0 to 60 in 2 seconds, which yes, we can all do, then that's an issue. So what I want you to do, because that's an issue for you, it's something in your nervous system, in your mindset you've not healed, something that you need to work through yourself, but they know what buttons to press. They are definitely pressing those buttons. You're feeling angry, upset, icky, funky, whatever it is, and so they're affecting you negatively. You need to reduce time with them, and you need to react differently. So if usually you start shouting at them, don't answer, just ignore, or just say okay and just leave the room. Remove yourself from the environment. Do something different to what you've always done. You know what I mean? In order to change everything. Because at the end of the day, on your list, you need to really submerge into and be surrounded by your cheerleaders, the people that will really pick you up and support you and guide you, the ones that will affect your mindset, confidence and self-esteem positively. Run with that. Okay, so people's the first one. Second thing is things that you watch and listen to and read. So that could be books, it could be podcasts, it could be videos, it could be soap operas, it could be movies, it could be, anything that you watch, okay, and listen to YouTube videos, watching YouTube videos and reading. So it could be the news, please switch it off, do not read papers, but it could be anything like that, okay? You could buy a magazine in a store and feel great, and then you read an article in there and then it makes you second guess, feel icky, start overthinking, and then you feel like rubbish when you finish reading the magazine. So what I want you to do is, the first one's people, the second one is things that you watch, read and listen to. I want you to kind of give yourself, on a scale 1 to 10, how do you feel after watching this or doing this or listening to this or reading this or whatever it is, and kind of switch it up. You need to change everything that you're doing into really pouring into yourself all the stuff and the people and going the places and everything else that feel great for you. And I'll talk about places in a moment, but that feel good to you, for you, that will fire you up, make you feel positive, that make you energized as though you're charging yourself up with a mobile phone. Okay, so then what I want you to do is reduce the things that you are watching, reading or listening to that make you second guess, feel icky, funky, it's toxic, all of this stuff, okay? You don't need to continue with doing all of that. I remember watching it was a season on TV, and the first season was absolutely hands down incredible, right? Second season, I started watching, and it started like the energy was off, the vibes were different. I felt icky watching it, and I'm like, I watched 2 episodes, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm done. And I completely deleted everything because I don't want to watch it. The first season was great, fantastic, boom, yay. But the second season felt differently. It felt icky to me, my soul, so I'm not doing it. The energy was different, okay? So give yourself permission to change whatever it is that doesn't serve you. And the third little factor that can affect your mindset, confidence, and self esteem is places. So the environments that you're in, work environment. If you are, in a family environment that feels toxic, you might be invited to a family meal that actually you don't want to go to. Don't feel pressured into going. No amount of blackmail or whatever that someone else says to you. Oh, but blah 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 blah. No, 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 no. You have a right to say no if you don't want to put yourself in that situation. And you, quite rightly, if you do go to that situation, you are in that environment, in that place, you have the right to leave whenever you wish. Just say, right, I'm going. You know what I mean? And just go. You need to give yourself permission. Don't go to the places that make you feel icky. Go to the places that light you up and bring you joy, so that you feel at peace, that you can take a deep breath and release. You know what I mean? It could be a walk in nature. It could be that you go to the ocean. It could be that you are lying in bed and you're doing your breath work and you're doing EFT, or you're journaling, or you snug up in bed and you're having a coffee or a hot cocoa or something like that. And it's the environment that makes you feel good. Only surround yourself in your environment with things that bring you joy. Get rid of old cards, presents, pictures, anything that doesn't serve you anymore, that doesn't align with you right now and where you're going. You don't need to keep all this stuff. You know what I mean? So those three factors, even though I've said they're little factors, they're actually huge, okay? And they can actually change everything from a positive to a negative. However, they can change some stuff from a negative to a positive as well. When you decide and take action on removing all the things that don't serve you. So you can shimmy down a conversation. You can remove yourself from a situation. You can stop watching, following, reading, listening to certain people, places, things, whatever, that don't align with you anymore, because the energy's off and it's not where you're going. You're a different person now than you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Even last year, you're a different person right here, right now. Listen to me. So enjoy shimmying through everything. Let me know how you're getting on. Go to RebeccaAdamsBiz.com if you need any help and guidance and support. And I will see you on the next podcast. Have an amazing day.